Traci, you've heard it being described as a cultural thing in a wider sense. You believe it's something that Steubenville has had a problem with for a long time.
I do believe that, and I have to tell you, I did not cry. I think that they were crying because they got caught, not because they did something wrong, and that's the big issue here. Once again, you're putting the victim on trial. You're torturing her. If he's so sorry, one day he's sorry, the next day he's going to appeal and put her through it again. I think it's disgusting.
Well, I think that's a ridiculous
Unbelievable.
statement.
And the apple does not fall far from the tree. They are the stupid in Steubenville. Truly. Unbelievable.
Well, there's no reason to be
Stunning.
critical of people. That's just, that's not an intelligent statement.
I think the father deserves criticism.
There's definitely a reason.
Traci, the father
can
be criticized for not being around when his son was young. And he can be criticised by his own admission for being an alcoholic, but there's no suggestion he's ever been a sex offender. We've got to make that very clear. He's never been a rapist. So the apple falling
That's not what I'm saying.
Well, I'm
saying for him to stand up and say that his son is innocent and there was no evidence is just a whole lot of nonsense. I don't know what trial he was at.
Let me ask Walter Madison. There clearly was evidence.
The one you weren't at.
Right, but there clearly was evidence against your client.
You would be in the minority in that opinion. I don't think you should have to explain to your grandchildren when you're 7. Well, you'll have your chance, Ms. Lords. I don't believe that a person is 75 years old should have to explain for something they did at 16 when scientific evidence would support your brain isn't fully developed. When the evidence in the case would suggest that you were under the influence.
Listen, I've got 3 teenage sons, and when you get to 16, 17, your brain's developed enough to know you shouldn't be raping girls.
Well, there are people that know better than you that would disagree.
Well, I don't think so. Honestly, I think you get to 17, you're a late teen, you're nearly a man. You know?
Either way, would you want to be judged for the rest of your life for something you did at 16?
Well, then maybe you ought to think about that.
I am being judged for the rest of my life.
I mean,
Traci, you engaged in behavior that I don't think people agree with either.
Excuse me. I've been judged my whole life because of what happened to me when I was a young girl.
Did you choose to make adult films?
Girl, don't make her a victim.
I'm not talking about that. Did you choose to make adult films?
Don't do it again.
Did you choose to make adult films and profit?
I was a 15-year-old girl, and I don't need to apologize.
Did you live the lifestyle that afforded you?
What is the relevance of that?
Well, she's saying don't judge someone.
It is so wrong.
That was a choice she made.
That is a choice she made.
I'm not critical of her.
But it also wasn't a criminal act.
I'm not judgmental of her about it.
Well, you must be judgmental. That's why you brought it up. No one else did.
I've got to bring this to a halt. A lot of people have been very judgmental in this case. The bottom line is this girl is the real victim. And I understand why you feel the way you do, Klein. I understand why his father does, but he is a convicted rapist. And if he wins on appeal, come back here and we'll have another conversation.
Well, let me be clear. I'm not. Did you hear me disagree with that?
Okay, I've got to leave it there. We'll debate this again. Everyone's still talking about this. It's a very contentious issue. But thank you for coming today. Thank you, Gloria, and thank you, Traci.